Every human being deserves to live without fear. Why does society have to tell us who we can be?
Why can't I be loving and of my own body, love myself in the way I dress, in the way I want to behave, in the way I engage myself, but I love another in the way I treat them. And I think homosexuality or bisexuality goes far beyond the penetration, far beyond just I want to have sex with you and that's enough, you know. It means I appreciate the whole. If we look at it away from a heteronormative space, is understand that human beings generally are connecting beings. We are beings of God, we're godly, we're spiritual, we're grounded in the nature, but there's something ethereal about us, you know, that we that pushes us far beyond our borders, you know, and LGBTI people continuously show that.
I am an activist, and that's really my profession, that's my passion, that's my purpose. There's a lot of work is happening in terms of HIV response, a lot of work is happening in terms of strategic litigation, but unfortunately society isn't changing.
So as an activist, I advocate for LGBT rights, but my specific focus has been on transgender persons, trans women especially, because I identify as a trans woman. It's not really easy, especially in narratives of Africa around gender and stereotypes. So that's why we're always trying to advocate on changing norms and stereotypes around what being a man is and what being a woman is, and those things that box the notions.
I started advocating for the LGBTIQ+ community actually out of frustration. I was at a conference, and like in this conference we had people from different regions, and they were presenting a project about the issue they have in their region and what they want to do, implement as a project. And we had a group of people from Tunisia. They were presenting a project about, well, not from Tunisia, from North Africa actually. They were presenting a project about the LGBT community in North Africa. And there was a Tunisian guy who was really homophobic. Like, he stood up and he screamed, like, we do not have LGBT people in the region, we do not have LGBT people in Tunisia, so we don't even need to talk about the subject. And I was like really angry, really frustrated that at the moment I remember, like, I screamed really loud, we actually exist, and that was like me making it coming out in a really huge conference. And from that point on, like, I started thinking about the importance of visibility in Tunisia and the importance of speaking up and the importance of doing something, because people still believe that we do not have homosexuals in Tunisia, we do not have lesbians, we do not have trans people.
Most of the continent is young. I think around 45% of the population of the African continent are of youth. So it is us who hold the biggest interest of youth. Having a 60 years old advocating for political rights would probably not have my interests and my concerns as a young person in their agenda. So it is very important to have youth included in the political scene, so that our concerns as youth first and as LGBTIQ youth second, or parallelly, be included in that agenda.
So what young LGBTQ African activists need is resources. That's really important so that they can continue to mobilize around the continent, so spaces like the African Korean Youth Initiative can exist. It's also important for for adults to believe in young people, because we believe, through my work at Advocates for Youth, we believe the young people are leaders today, and the investment needs to be today.
I think it's not about how young people can make a difference, it's how young people are making a difference. Often, I mean, there is just that kind of political discourse, or discourse in general, that says young people are the future. I differ totally with that. Young people, we are not the future, we are the present, we are living in this age. And we have our own aspirations, and we have our own needs and our own issues.
But I've found that there's so many young activists who are operating outside formal civil society structures. Digital activism, when you look at the Fees Must Fall movement in South Africa, when you look at how young people were mobilizing in Tunisia, it wasn't under formal structures. And I think for me, it's really a case of how do you then ensure that the voices and the visibility of these young actors is actually amplified. That's financing, that's resourcing, that's ensuring that there's some form of political urgency around ensuring that these young people can be supported.
We are here and we are here to stay. That is the future. You know, LGBTI is the future. LGBTI is the expansion of what we know, what we've come to know as noble.